Clay County, today we're on the campus of Lake Asbury Junior High School for the Clay County Coach of the Month, presented by Chick-fil-A of Middleburg. You know, we're so thankful of Joe and Tabitha Mayo for allowing us to recognize and highlight all these amazing coaches. All right, Clay County, today I'm being joined here by our first Clay County Coach of the Month, Mr. Jared Kocak. Jared.
How you doing, Coach?
Congratulations on being selected Coach of the Month, man.
Thank you.
You know, it's awesome. When I looked at the nominees and the committee went to selecting an individual, like it's impressive what you're doing here on the campus of Lake Asbury, man. Kudos to you and to this whole leadership, actually.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So let's dive into this. But before we start talking about all those things, first year coach and a first year teacher, how's that going?
It's a little overwhelming. You know, there's a lot going on. I've been a youth coach for a long time, and you know, jumping into the school system and trying to learn the school side of it, as well as the you know, the academic and athletic piece put together is you know, there's a lot to it, but it's, you know, I feel like it's what I'm called to do, and it's why I'm here. So I'm up for the challenge.
That's awesome, man. And it's good to hear you, to be honest. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about our county is there's so many people in place and leadership roles to help out and to obviously help people like you thrive, because we're here today, right? So you're doing something right. So keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Obviously, we're here because you're the coach of the month. Tell me a little about your team. Tell me a little about the football team.
So the Tigers are doing a great job for me. You know, we're 1-1 right now, but it's not necessarily about the record for us. I've got a group of kids who, you know, maybe in the past have needed some help with leadership and to help learn how to step into leadership roles and how to act and how to handle themselves on and off the field. So we've put a lot of focus on that, and I've had a great opportunity to be able to pour into these kids, you know, not only on the field but off the field as well. You know, I think it's a great dynamic for me that I live 4 miles down the road. So, you know, not only am I coaching, but I'm in my community, serving my community. And I think that's been contagious through the team. And, you know, the guys are really stepping up and embracing leadership roles. And I'm very appreciative for it.
Man, I didn't hear you say anything about X's and O's. I heard you talking about leadership, developing young men.
Yes, sir.
You know, that's awesome, man. I mean, that's big time. Talking about developing young men and leadership and those things, you know, tell me a little bit about, you know, your standard, your expectation, because I know you are developing young men, you know, not just football players, young men. And so I know when it comes to grades, when I know it comes to accountability with behavior, that you guys are doing some things here that are pretty awesome. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we do have a high expectation of our kids. You know, it's not just about sports. I mean, at the end of the day, it's junior high football. You know, the college scouts aren't here handing out scholarships. Right. So we're trying to turn them into men. And part of that, you know, we do weekly grade checks, you know, holding them accountable with their grades. We reach out to teachers. My coaching staff gets involved and reaches out to teachers, finding out ways that we can, you know, help support them. I also have my kids take a weekly accountability form to their teachers. And there's a couple questions that they'll answer. You know, are they being a leader in the class? Are they sitting at the front row in class? Are they practicing what their character lesson of the week is, things like that. So again, things outside of football, just to try to teach them how to be men, because I feel that a lot of times a football player can have a target on your back.
That's right.
And sometimes it can be a good target, sometimes it's you know, not so good target. So trying to teach them how to present themselves outside of the football field to turn them into great young men.
Man, that's awesome, dude. I mean, clearly, this is our expectation and our standard. Our expectation for you to sit in the front of the class. Our expectation is for you to be a leader in the class. Yes, sir. And this is how I'm going to hold you accountable. I mean, this isn't rocket science, but just the fact that you're doing those things and making sure, you know, hey, they understand this. That's a big deal, man. Again, which is why we're here today, man. You keep doing what you're doing,
sir,
man.
Thank you.
It's pretty awesome. All right, so another thing I see here is it's not just the people on your team, man. It's not just your football players. It's not just those athletes. You know, there's individuals that may not be quite up to par yet and not quite eligible. Let's just say that. But you're also pouring into those individuals too. You know, can you talk a little bit about that?
So, I mean, there's a couple of things. Like, for example, our school does a mentor program. The mentor program has nothing to do with sports. So, you know, just trying to take a kid and embrace him and help him understand what it takes to be a man. I think there's a huge gap in our society and in our community with men stepping up to lead kids. And, you know, I feel it's what I'm called to do. So, you know, just trying to take another role outside the field to try to help him. And, you know, these kids, the particular gentleman, he's actually has become eligible, and he's caring about his grades. He's coming to me asking for help on his grades instead of just accepting what he's got. And, you know, seeing that development and seeing that, seeing him come out of that shell is is why we're here. Again, at the end of the day, it's just junior high football.
That's right, man. It's pretty awesome.
So, yes, sir.
Take a kid who is not eligible. He's not helping necessarily. I hate to say it like this. He's not necessarily helping you and your team win games. But you know what? It's bigger than that. It's more important than that.
Absolutely.
It's about pouring in them and developing them and taking those steps to making sure he becomes eligible. It's a big deal. And it's something that I think that young man or any people around there is going to remember for the rest of your life.
Hope so.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
listen,
sir.
man, that's not the only things that you're doing here on the campus of Lake Asbury Junior High. So let's do this. Let's go talk about some of those other things. Come on, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Clay County, we are back with Coach Jared Kocak for the Clay County Coach of the Month, again presented by Chick-fil-A of Middleburg. All right, Coach, we talked about your team, talked about you being a first-year teacher and coach, talking about how we're holding kids accountable, man. Amazing job here at Lake Asbury Junior High School. But, man, as I said earlier, you're doing all kinds of stuff here. One of the things is the character trait of the week. What's this character trait of the week?
So we have a couple of things. So first of all, we do a character lesson each week, anything from selflessness to teamwork. This week's character lesson is compassion, where we present the character lesson to them on Monday at practice, and then each day at the end of practice, we'll just touch base on it, just make sure that it's ingrained in their heads. It's compassion, caring for other people, putting other people before they put themselves. Again, just character traits that men need. Try and turn them into men. Then we also have a pretty fun thing called the man rule of the week, and that could be anything from stand up to shake a man's hand, or never dip your toe in the pool first, always just jump in, or no running in the rain, things like that. So we also try to bring a fun side to it as well.
I like it, man. Again, we've been talking here for a little bit now, and there has not been a whole lot about football. It's about developing young men, and so that's one of the first things that was submitted, on your nomination. And,
yes, sir.
It sounds like you're standing true to that for sure.
It's very important to me.
And talking about very important, servant leadership's extremely important to me. You know what I mean? I spill this anytime I can. I yell it from the top of the mountain. Like, it's a big, big deal for us to go out into our community and be servant leaders. I know on the 10th you guys had a gold out game, here for childhood cancer with the ribbons and the decals and just an awesome chance to give back. But you guys also do something here on Mondays. Tell me a little bit about helping others on Mondays.
So we just do a little program called Doing Something for Someone Else. Okay, so Monday is the first day of the week. It's the first practice of the week. And the first thing we do in the first practice is we put somebody else before we put ourselves. So the last couple of Mondays, we've done things such as walk around the school and pick up trash. So far, we've filled up 2 55-gallon trash bins full of trash. We help teachers carry refrigerators. We help get rid of old textbooks, things like that. This past Monday, we took 40 kids and walked around the elementary school because a young lady lost a locket off her necklace that meant a lot to her. So again, the first thing in the week, do something for somebody else. The first thing you do, and I think that's catching on. The boys here understanding the why and loving it. So
awesome, man. Putting others before yourself.
Yes, sir.
Man, listen. We talked about first year. We talked about you guys, what you're taking. What you're doing on the field, and then we've talked a lot about all the things you're doing on the campus to build young men and to make this campus and the community better. Clearly, Coach, you're getting it done, and it's easy to see why the committee selected you as the Coach of the Month. Let's do this. Let's go make you the official Coach of the Month. Come on. Clay County, we are back to make Coach Jared Kocak the official Clay County Coach of the Month. Again, this is being brought to us by Chick-fil-A of Middleburg. I cannot thank Joe and Tabitha Mayo enough. As a matter of fact, before we make Coach the official Coach of the Month, we're being surprised here by some amazing guests. One being Miss Chick-fil-A Cal from Chick-fil-A of Middleburg. And we're also being joined right now by the athletic director, Mr. Tim Hamill. And we're also being joined by the principal, Ms. Creel. We cannot thank them enough for all the great things that they do right here for all students, not just student athletes, on the campus of Lake Asbury Junior High. All right, Coach, when you're selected as a Coach of the Month, comes with a few perks. First thing you get is a swag bag from Chick-fil-A. Again, thank them for that. Our partners at BSN provide apparel, so we certainly want to thank them for that. And then, obviously, to make it official, get this framed certificate. Hey, again, congratulations, Coach. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.